Technology has and continues to change the way Canadian students learn. Today I'm joined by filmmaker adventurer Elia Sekale. Elia will be using a new geo-tracking system called Epic Tracker on his upcoming climb of Mount Everest. This will allow him to stream video of his climb into Canadian classrooms. This is so exciting. So tell us a little bit about this. You're going to climb Mount Everest on Saturday.
That's right.
And you decided to take a bunch of students along for the ride.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's a bit of a dream. It's about 16 months work for me. And we are leaving Saturday. We've got over 100 schools that are following an interactive journey to the top of the world. And these kids are going to follow along using all this technology that you see here in the classroom. And it's going to be incredible. It's
pretty amazing. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about the technology that you're bringing with you, because that's a feat just in itself. But as far as streaming stuff live from Mount Everest, how do you actually know this is going to work?
Well, it's been proven. So last year, I had this idea and I thought, well, how can we transport kids almost in real time, sometimes in real time, to the top of a mountain? So I went up the highest mountain in South America with 60 students at Vince Massey Public School in Ottawa, and we tested this. So we were able to Skype with them all the way. We were able to use a satellite phone and call them in class, and we're able to cut video on an HD camera on a MacBook, and they were able to watch this stuff, 2-3 times a week from their classrooms. They were on the trip with us.
Amazing. So I think we have some B-roll of that. So what was the reaction when all of this was happening? Because I've been around kids a lot, and they do get so excited about technology.
Well, I mean, they're on a trip, right? And what the teachers told us, they're saying these kids, they would almost fight each other to get into class, and they couldn't wait to get back to school. And we would see them, we'd be freezing on a mountain at 22,000 feet, and you see 60 kids, and all their hands are up, and they're into it, they're engaged. And we also created a personal connection, and that's important because they realize that you're real, you're just like them, right? So they connect with you. They're excited. And this time, it's on a much larger level. We've got, 100+ schools, so it's exciting.
Okay, so let's look at some of the gear you're bringing, because I'm fascinated by all of this. Because I can imagine, climbing Mount Everest, which I hear you've done 4 times before?
Yeah, this will be the 5th trip.
The 5th trip. Carrying all of this stuff, I would just think about carrying water and some supplies.
It's
not
hard.
Camera gear.
The air is thin, and they say that a toothbrush is too heavy on Mount Everest, so trying to lug around, a 5-6 pound HD camera is very, very difficult, right? What I'm doing this year is we actually picked up these GoPro HD helmet cameras.
Oh, those are really cool.
So we'll be wearing these. The Sherpas will also be wearing these. So if we're crossing ladders, going over crevasses, these will give you 170-degree point of views.
Amazing.
Yeah, and at 29,000 feet, this is just too heavy to carry. So we bring a smaller HD camera. So we've got this little guy that'll be attached to my shoulder. And then the way that this transmits is through this BGAN.
That is the big question on my mind. So this is the device that connects you to the rest of the world and to the classroom.
This is it. This will give us internet anywhere, almost anywhere on the planet. So, if you can imagine, you're in a tent, it's minus 25 degrees. We run these tapes down the mountain to our editor. He uploads everything onto a MacBook, compresses it, edits it, sends it by satellite uplink back to Canada, and these kids are watching this the next morning.
Wow, so cool. Okay, we're going to come back to you in 1 second, but we're just going to check in with Maurice because he is watching what's happening right now on Twitter, and people are giving us some social media manners advice.
Hey, Amber, that's right. We asked a question, what advice do you have for good manners on social media sites? And let's take a look at what you're saying to us. We have a tweet here from Omar, and he says, well, one tip on being well-mannered on social networks is don't add a person and then ask them who they are. It's just a confusing ordeal. Meanwhile, another tweet here from Jeff says, think before you tweet. Remember your audience. You can make your point without being rude. Many people just say, put some thought into your tweet before you start sharing it with the world, and you should be safe. Amber, back to you.
All right, thanks, Maurice. Okay, so people are probably wondering right now, where can I follow along with the journey, and how are these kids following along? Because it's free, right?
That's right. It's a non-profit web channel, so it's wigup.tv, While I Grow Up. And then there's an abridged version for adults, if you will, on FindingLife.ca. And I got to tell you about one last thing. It's called Epic Tracker. So people can literally fly through the Himalayas, like in Google Earth, see exactly where we are. They'll see where we posted from, where we called from, all in real time, this interactive tracking system, and we're really excited about it, called Epic Tracker.
Very cool. I speak a lot to education groups about social media and technology, and there's a lot of fear in the classroom as far as bringing this technology in. What has the reaction been from some of the teachers in schools?
Yeah, the teachers embrace it, right? This is the language that kids speak. I know that. We know that on our team. So, we're talking to them in the language that they understand, and it's being embraced right now. Everybody's very open, and kids get it. Kids love it.
All right, I'm going to be following along. You're a very brave man. Thank you so much for joining us. It's time for our final break.